Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay. Uh, testing. Okay, I got YouTube on in the background. Hold on a second. All right, there we go. All right. So I was just talking to myself for like a whole 5 minutes. um, I saw this video from Neek's Peaks, and if you guys, I'm sure that you guys have heard of Neek's Peaks. But if you haven't heard of Nick Speaks, go look up her channel. She's amazing. She's not only super, super smart, but she is so talented. The way she brings forth information on this case is just fabulous. I wish I had that talent. Look, I can't even get my mic right. But I wanted to continue that dialogue. Her video was about Bella's hair. Bella's hair was not only short, Bella's hair was, she has bald spots. And both Bella and Cece were wearing these tight, tight, tight ponytails. Now, before I continue with Bella and Cece, I just want to put something out here. It still has to do with hair. Is that people like to say that NK had a patch of hair missing when she was being interviewed. And I guess if you look at it, it looks like she does have a patch of hair missing. But to me, I don't think that that was a patch of hair missing from a fight or anything. Because if you look at, there's other pictures of her climbing up on she's doing like this fitness challenge and she's climbing up the ropes. Her hair looks the same way. If you take your hair and you stress your hair so much, you keep pulling it to make these tight ass ponytails, what do you think is going to happen to your hair? Your hairline will start to recede. Like my hair, I always wore my hair in a real tight bun because I worked in an office and I had this really long hair. And, it wasn't, it was frowned upon if you had your hair just like down or whatever. You had to just like play this part in the office. And according to the people I work for, it was professional to keep your hair up. So I would put my hair in the tightest ponytail, so tight that I looked like I had a facelift. And then I would wrap it around and put it in a bun. And then when I would get home that night and take it out, my head felt sore because my hair was like screaming all day, like it was just being pulled. So now, when I put my hair in a ponytail, it looks like I have a bald spot. But if I wear my hair down, you don't see that my hairline is receding. So I think that that's what was going on with NK, is that she was putting her hair in these ponytails and it started to, affect her hairline. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion on it. I also think that Shannon was putting these ponytails in these kids' hair. There wasn't very much hair. You can see they look like little antennae. So with that small amount of hair, it's a little difficult to put in ponytails. So you would have to tug at it to get those ponytails in. So what I think that she was cutting Bella's hair all the time as a punishment, I believe, because you could hear her in some of her videos leaning into her and saying, "Do you want a haircut?" And Bella expressed so often how she wanted long hair. She wanted long hair so bad. And she just kept cutting her hair. And not only was she just cutting her hair, but she was putting those ponytails in and doing it to both of them. But it was more noticeable on Bella that she was having these bald spots. Now, I have a son who's got a lot of anxiety, and his hairline started receding at a very young age because of the anxiety. So if Bella was losing her hair because of anxiety, what the hell was going on in that house? She was only 5 years old. That's terrible. So does anybody have any plans for this week? What are you guys doing? I am trying to clean my house. I'm actually taking a break. I have a floor that's drying, so I figured, why not go live while the floor dries? I know a lot of people have messaged me and said that they were really excited that I started a channel. And so I was like, well, you know what? I haven't been live for a little while. Let me go live, even if it's for just a few minutes. And not show my face, show my gavel. And see what everybody is up to and see what you guys want to talk about. What's going on? TJ is still under the weather, but thankfully she is on the mend. And I'm sure she would want me to tell you guys that. So send those prayers because she's had a rough couple of weeks. Can't wait for her to get back on here. You know what else I noticed? I saw a picture of Shannon Watts's grocery cart. And not only in her grocery cart did she take a picture of these 2 giant tubs of peanut butter, but there were also Tyson chicken nuggets in there. And I pulled up what is it called? Let me see. Let me look here. Let me look at my stuff. I pulled up this like allergy notification, I want to say it's called, from Tyson. And it's an allergy statement. And even they say that there's no way that they can there's no way that they can actually be sure that their products are completely free from contamination of nuts. It says we cannot certify that our production facilities are completely nut free. So, let me see if I could share that. Because if that is the case, and they can't certify that their products are not made in a nut-free environment, then why was she feeding those Tyson chicken nuggets to the children? Especially if she says that Cece has a nut allergy. And I'm not even going to say a tree nut allergy or a peanut allergy, because we don't even know if it's tree nuts or peanuts. She says tree nuts, so parents say peanuts. It's like, you just never know what is it. But you know what? If my kid had any nut allergy, I think I would want to steer clear of anything that has nuts in it. And we know that Pro bars were being given to them. Let's see if I can show my screen there. And I want to go to all right, let's see. What in the hell am I doing? Let me open it up some other way. Allergy statement by Tyson. Look it up here. Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen. Share, and blah, 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 blah. Choose tab. Here we go. There we go. Now look at this. Now, I want you to be sure that this is from Tyson Foods, and I'm not making this up. Okay. So it says, while we are able to assure the products that we offer are not produced with peanuts or tree nut ingredients via the label, we are not able to certify that our production facilities are completely peanut and tree nut free environments. And then you guys can go on and read the rest of it if you want. Take a screenshot of this if you need to. But I just keep finding things, little things here and there. And it seems like bullshit. Seems like bullshit. A lot of bullshit. I think the kids' hair was being cut to make them look like they were sick, even though they weren't sick. I think that tree nut, peanut allergy was bullshit because there were nuts, peanut butter in the house. There were foods in the house that were made in facilities that could contain tree nuts and peanuts. You see the chicken nuggets, they can't be 100% sure whether or not those products don't come in contact with tree nuts or peanuts. Bojangles, a lot of fried chicken is cooked in peanut oil. The Thrive bars, two of the Thrive bars, cinnamon bun and birthday cake, contain tree nuts. So I never saw this thing before, and I know the kids love chicken nuggets, and I just wasn't sure which brand of chicken nuggets they ate until I saw that picture of her cart. And I don't know where I saw that picture. I have to search. I'm wondering if it was Neek's Peaks. I don't know for sure, but she pulls up these gems like, oh boy, you just wouldn't believe. I am so grateful for the information that she provides because I'm nowhere near as talented as she is. I can't even scratch the surface. But when I saw that cart with the peanut butter and the chicken nuggets, I decided to go and look at whether or not Tyson's products were made in a tree nut or peanut free facility, which they can't tell you whether they are or not because it's almost impossible. Because if you look at this statement, it even says that somebody could walk in with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and have it for lunch. And it could be on their clothes, anything. I mean, if you're deathly allergic and anaphylactic, like she says, I mean, the peanuts being in the air would give you an allergy. Touching it. I mean, and NA specifically says, oh, if you eat some peanuts and you kiss her, I mean, she could be unalive. That's how bad it is. Or if you eat some pistachios or whatever. And there's actually no proof of her having any allergic reaction to any of it. And obviously she didn't have an allergic reaction to it because we see her eating Thrive bars. And Pro Bites, they're making Pro Bites. She says everybody in this house loves Pro Bites. They eat them so fast I can't even, I got to make a lot because everybody loves them. And she's making the Pro Bites with peanut butter. So it's like, it's kind of confusing as to why you would say one thing and you do another. Have you guys gotten a chance to look at Jordan Henshaw's channel? It's a really good channel as well. He sheds a lot of light on the psychological aspects of this case and other cases like Darrell Brooks. I don't know if he's started covering Sarah Boone, but yeah, she's a whole nother special. She is a whole nother kind of special. But have any of you guys watched the sentencing for Darrell Brooks and the impact statements and what he was doing while these victims were reading their impact statements? I gotta agree with Jordan Henshaw when he says you can't compare Chris Watts and Darrell Brooks and say that they're both monsters. I don't think that you can paint everybody with the same brush because we basically have never really heard from Chris Watts since. Like, he told us a bunch of freaking stories. Who the hell knows what to believe at this point? But after that, he's been radio silent. This guy, and I'm talking about Darrell Brooks now, while these victims were reading their impact statements, he's clutching his chest, smirking, rolling his eyes, laughing. Now, that to me constitutes as being a monster, because you got to be a real piece of shit to do something like that. To go ahead and interrogate the victims. And he wasn't asking them questions like a normal attorney would. He was, in my opinion, trying to make them suffer more. It wasn't enough what he did to them. I can't even begin to imagine what those poor people are going through. Having to sit there and answer his questions, adding insult to injury. I'm so glad that he got like forever years in prison. I think he deserves so much more than that. And I'll keep my opinion to myself about what I would have liked. I'll give you a hint. Some of those victims told him what they think his punishment should be. All right, guys, I am going to go back to cleaning my home because I go in one room, I start cleaning, I get distracted, I end up in another room, I get distracted again, I end up in another room, and before you know it, my entire house looks like it exploded. And it gets done eventually, but it's a process. And I guess I'm like that on here too. I'm like all over the place. Yeah, it's like my ADD brain is like on fire right now. It's just everywhere. But I just think of things and I just gotta like say it before I end up forgetting it. I should have a notepad or something, right? But I'm gonna stop this live here and maybe I'll come back later. I really gotta get some stuff done. Get ready for Thanksgiving. But I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday. And leave some comments below and let me know if there's a better time for me to come on and what you want to discuss. Have a great day or evening wherever you are in the world. Toodles.